Welcome to Not Your Typical English podcast. Join Christin, Miriam, and Bea, your English teaching hosts. Dive into engaging conversations beyond textbooks, exploring idioms, phrasal verbs, and unique vocabulary. This isn't your typical English class. It's a fun, memorable journey through language, culture, and daily life. Whether you're learning English or just love languages, buckle up for an amusing experience in Not Your Typical English podcast.
Hello listeners, I'm Miriam. Thanks for joining us for our latest episode. We're calling this one Echoes of Wisdom because we'll be discussing the profound words of inspirational women who have left an indelible mark on our hearts.
Hi everyone, it's Bea. We all have those luminaries we look up to, those beacons of hope who light our way. Today, we're not just sharing quotes, we're drawing on them. The words, the wisdom, is the fuel that powers our journey through life, through the highs and lows.
And I'm Christin. Yes, today we're not just reciting words that were once said by some legendary women. We're talking about empowerment, pure and simple. It's a treasure trove of inspiration that we hope leaves you with some food for thought.
These quotes are truly aspirational, so much that it makes you want to live up to the standards and principles of these role models who are held in such high regard.
Yes, as we echo the words of wisdom, we hope to amplify the resilience and strength, and if anything, fill you with some perspective and hope.
So listeners, come with us on an uplifting ride filled with profound wisdom of remarkable women that will be sure to leave you feeling on cloud nine. It's time to unleash some wisdom. Hi ladies, how are we doing today?
I'm great, thank you. What about you, Bea?
Not bad. And it's almost 2 months we're doing this podcast. How are those New Year's resolutions going?
Well, I have to admit I haven't been great at following through, at least when it comes to cooking. But that's not surprising, isn't it?
Well, Miriam, I feel resolutions are like aspirations that we set so that we can push ourselves and strive for more. But they're often easier said than done. I find that around this time of the year, I need an extra boost of motivation and inspiration. What about you all?
Obviously. So how fitting that we're drawing on some of our favorite quotes and mantras from some strong ladies for much needed insight and drive.
Yes, so let's start with our quotes. I'd like to share a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that deeply resonates with me. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Wow, beautiful, Miriam. Walk us through it.
So basically, she said that individuals who have faith in their dreams are the ones who will own the future. It's a reminder that our dreams shape our destinies, and it's a beacon of hope in hard times. Whether overcoming personal challenges, building a career, or pursuing love, this quote inspires me to believe in the extraordinary possibilities ahead. It encapsulates the essence of self-belief and the power of dreams to create a beautiful future. It's an empowering quote. It reminds me that despite the trials we have all faced, as humans, I have the power to shape my story, just like a protagonist in a story, overcoming obstacles. In essence, Eleanor Roosevelt's words inspire me to see myself as the chosen one of my own narrative, where the beauty of dreams unfolds with each step forward. It's a rallying cry for all of us to embrace our unique stories, to believe in the extraordinary possibilities that lie ahead, and to craft a future that reflects the beauty of our deepest aspirations.
I'm on cloud nine after hearing all this female empowerment. Go girls!
Yeah.
Christin, is there a famous woman in history that you look up to?
Yeah, there are lots of famous women throughout history that I certainly look up to. But when I reflect on whose words have really impacted me the most, I immediately think about Maya Angelou. She was a famous poet and civil rights activist in the United States. She was a prolific writer and won many awards for her works. There's one quote I love in particular that is attributed to her. There are claims she once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel."
Wow, beautiful. What brought you to choose this quote?
For me, this quote is an aspiration to treat people with empathy and respect because the consequences of your actions do linger long after you expect. It's not always easy to live up to that, but it's a good reminder to think about when interacting with people. In terms of how this quote helps me to stay committed to my goals, I believe it reminds me to stay grounded and not take others for granted in the pursuit of my ambitions. When Angelou said she has learned people will forget what is said and done, but not forget how they felt, I look back at different relationships and interactions I've had throughout my life, and she's absolutely right. I may not remember specific events with a person, much less what they said, but the lasting impression of whether I found them interesting, kind, generous, or even rude has stayed with me. For example, yesterday, I was flipping through my high school yearbook here at my house and gazed at the pictures of my old teachers, and both positive and negative feelings kept flooding back. It's truly food for thought. And whenever I think about this quote, I wonder what kind of indelible effect I've had on people. Bea, is there a quote or mantra that empowers you?
Yes, there is. I stumbled upon this quote on a Christmas poster made by the association where I volunteer. It really resonated with me and is this: who in the journey of life has lit even a single torch in someone's dark hour has not lived in vain.
Wow, that really speaks volumes about volunteering, doesn't it?
Sure. This quote, is like a call to action. It's all about being there for others and bouncing back no matter what. Mother Teresa had this incredible knack for spreading kindness and staying strong in tough times. Her words hit home, making me want to be that person who lights up someone's gloomy day. It's like she said, life could be tough, but you could totally handle it. And helping others along the way was what made it all worthwhile. So, I'm taking a page from her book, drawing on that resilience and getting ready to spread some torchlight of my own in this journey we call life. Obviously, everyone knows who Mother Teresa was, but for those of you who are not familiar with her, she was an Albanian Indian nun and missionary. She dedicated her life to serving the impoverished and destitute. Her legacy extends beyond her charitable actions, influencing global conversations on compassion, empathy, and the responsibility to address social issues.
Now let's talk about reported speech. It's a crucial aspect of English grammar, and practicing it can significantly enhance your language skills.
That's right. Reported speech, also known as indirect speech, is a way of expressing what someone else has said without quoting their exact words.
Interesting. And how do we use it?
Well, in reported speech, the tense of the reporting verb, the verb used to introduce the speech, is often shifted back one step in time. For example, at the start of the lesson, I said, "Hi ladies, how are you doing today?" In reported speech, you could say, Chris greeted us and asked how we were doing today. Miriam responded that she was great and asked Bea how she was.
Yes, different reporting verbs can be used, and they might influence the structure and meaning of the reported speech. For example, said, explained, asked, told, etc.
You need to be careful about other things too. Pronouns often change as well when moving from direct to reported speech.
Yeah, and let's not forget expressions of time and place. They may also undergo changes. For example, I said earlier that yesterday I was flipping through the pages of my yearbook here at my house.
If I wanted to report Chris saying in this, I would say, she said the other day she was flipping through the pages of her yearbook there at her house.
And that's all for our grammar section of the episode. We hope you find it useful.
Now, let's have a look at the terms that we used in this episode. Look up to means to admire or respect someone. It implies seeing the person as a role model.
If you draw on something or someone, you use them as a resource or inspiration.
Live up to means to meet or fulfill expectations or standards. It indicates achieving what is anticipated or required.
A beacon of hope. This idiom signifies a symbol or a source of optimism in difficult times. It represents something that guides and inspires hope.
If you give someone food for thought, you provoke thinking or consideration. It refers to information or ideas that stimulate mental reflection.
If you are on cloud 9, you are extremely happy or joyful. It describes a state of elation or bliss.
So, I don't know about you ladies, but I'm feeling pumped after our discussion on these powerful mantras, which leads me to our final segment, the word of the episode. Given today's theme, listeners, can you guess what it could be? I'll read a sentence and see if you can identify the word that's missing. Reflecting on personal experiences and overcoming obstacles can be a great source of for others.
Ooh, can you solve the puzzle?
If you were thinking of the word inspiration, you'd be correct.
Inspiration stands for the force or influence that inspires someone.
Yeah, it can be a person, place, or experience that makes someone want to do or create something.
And with that, we're wrapping up this soulful journey through the echoes of wisdom on Not Your Typical English Podcast. We dove into the profound words of inspirational women, exploring the wisdom that fuels our lives.
If these echoes resonated with you, share your favorite quotes, mantras, or insights on our socials. We'd love to continue the conversation with you.
As we close this chapter, remember, these snippets of wisdom aren't just for listening, they're for living. Embrace inspiration, let it resonate, and make it part of your own narrative.
Thanks for accompanying us on another episode of Not Your Typical English Podcast. Join our community, share your language stories, and keep the conversation going on our socials. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep embracing the diverse world of languages. Until next time, happy learning!